Hey guys, welcome to Square 64. Hope you guys are doing fine. Today we are going to take a look at the first game ever played between Praggnanandhaa and Vishy Anand. One, a former world chess champion and one of the all-time greats of the game, and the other, a young, promising grandmaster, soon to be the superstar of this beautiful game we call chess. This game was played in Kolkata in the November of 2018 in the Tata Steel Chess India 2018 tournament. Here, Praggu had the white pieces and Anand had the black. But before we take a look at the game, let's see the solution of last video's puzzle. So this was the puzzle on our last video, which you can watch by clicking the I button on the top right corner of the video. And here I would like you to pause the video and think about the solution. I hope you have found the solution. It's a cool puzzle where you have to sacrifice material to achieve checkmate. So the solution is like this. First, queen to e3 check. Now f captures e3. Now f2 check. Bishop takes f2 and knight to f3 checkmate. So this was the solution of last video's puzzle. There will be another puzzle at the end of this video, so please watch this video till the end to see that puzzle. And now let's get back to the game. So the game starts with e4, c5, knight to f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight to f6, knight to c3, and a6. This is Sicilian, the knight of Sicilian, and this is the best variation of the Sicilian defense. If you play the Sicilian, you should always look to play this defense. What the a6 move does is it takes away the b5 square from both of the knights and the light square bishop, and also prepares b5 for black himself if black wants to fianchetto this bishop to put it in this long diagonal. Here Praggu plays the move a3. This is the move that is gaining popularity in recent years. The main idea of this move is to prevent black's b5, b4 advance. Here Anand plays g6, preparing bishop to g7, bishop to e2, bishop to g7, bishop to e3, castles, queen to d2. So Praggu has a nice queen and bishop battery here. He'd like to exchange the dark square bishops and put his queen on the h6 square to prepare the attack against Anand's king. Now b5, queenside castle, bishop to b7, double attacking the pawn on e4. White protects with f3. So now white has a great pawn chain here. So white would like to push h4 g4 now. Anand now plays knight b to d7, eyeing multiple squares. h4 and now knight to e5. Now as pre-planned, white goes for a dark square bishop exchange. Bishop takes h6, queen takes h6, rook to c8. The rook is now x-raying the white king. The best move for white here would be h5. h5 is a very dangerous move because now if g takes h5, it's already mate in 4. Let's see how. Knight to f5, threatening this queen to g7 mate. White replies with knight to d3 check. Rook takes knight. Knight goes back to the e8 square, protecting this g7 square, so the queen to g7 mate is now not there. But white plays rook takes h5, b4, queen takes h7, that is checkmate. Also after the move h5, if knight captures h5, then rook captures h5, pawn captures h5, and knight to f5, still the same checkmate. Now after h5, if black captures the knight, then h takes g6, f takes g6, because you don't allow the knight this f5 square, but the knight doesn't need the f5 square. Knight goes to e6, threatening the same checkmate here. And now if rook goes to defend, black loses the whole queen. But sadly here Praggu didn't find this move. He played g4. This being a blitz match, you can't always find the best moves because you don't have the time to think about the best moves here. And now after rook takes c3, b takes c3 and queen to a5, Praggu plays knight to f5, threatening queen to g7 checkmate. So here Anand has to take pawn takes knight, g takes f5, queen takes c3, rook d to g1, and now Anand plays knight to g6, blocking the g file. Praggu takes back, and now h5. Well, at this point, Praggnanandhaa just gives too much initiative to Viswanathan Anand, and from here on, he is just losing the game. Here, this e4 pawn is loose, so it may seem to be a good idea to take that pawn with the knight, because now black is threatening queen to a1 checkmate, so white has to take back with the pawn. Bishop takes back, and now black is threatening queen takes c2 checkmate, and there is no actual way to stop this checkmate now, because if now queen goes back to defend, then queen to a1 is just checkmate, because now king doesn't have this d2 square. And here if the bishop goes back to defend, then rook here, and then queen here is again checkmate. From here, if the king tries to move, then bishop captures pawn, check, bishop has to recapture, queen takes with check. The only square to go for the king is to this, then the queen would go to the b2 square, and that's checkmate. But in this position, if knight takes e4, instead of just taking the knight, white could just sacrifice the rook on the g6 square. Pawn has to take back, queen takes g6 check, and the only move, queen has to defend. Otherwise, if white tries to escape to the h8 square, that's fourth checkmate, because queen to h6, that's check, king to g8, rook to g1, king goes to f7, and here queen to g6 is checkmate. So here queen has to defend, and now from this position it's just a draw. So you see, this is just a drawn position. So knight takes e4 wouldn't be a good move here. Best would be to take with the bishop, and that's what Anand does in the game. So from here, bishop takes e4, threatening the same queen takes c2 checkmate. So here the pawn has to take back the bishop. Here, if white tries to defend the checkmate with bishop to d1, this could lead to problematic positions for white, because after queen takes a3 check, king to d2, bishop takes f3, forking the rook and the bishop. So bishop takes f3, queen takes f3, and now if white plays h takes g6, it's already mate in 7. Knight to e4 check, king to c1, knight to a3 check, queen to a3 check, king to d1, queen to a1 check, king to e2, rook to f2 check, king to e3, rook to c3 check, giving up the knight, king takes knight, queen to f3 check, king to d4, and e5 is checkmate. So that's why Praggu here takes the bishop with the pawn, and now queen to a1 check immediately, because here if black try to prepare the checkmate by playing knight takes e4, then rook takes g6, pawn takes g6, and queen takes g6 check, and we've reached the same position, except now the knight is also attacked. It's a fork, and if the queen defends, then queen takes knight, and if king goes to h8, it's the same checkmate. So that's why Anand plays queen to a1 check immediately. So white plays king to d2, and only now knight takes e4 with check. King to e3, and now Anand plays queen to c3 check, giving up this knight. Here if white takes the knight, then d5 check, king takes d5, rook to d8 check, king to e4, rook to d4 check, king to e5, queen to c5 check, rook d6, and queen to d6 checkmate. So in the game, Praggu blocks the check with bishop to d3, but now you can see white's king and queen are on the same diagonal, so Anand simply plays queen to d2 check, and now after king takes e4, queen takes queen, black is completely winning here. Here white plays h takes g6, discovered attack on the queen, queen to f4 check, king to d5. Now h6, closing out the file, g7, attacking the rook, rook to c8, taking away the c file from the king, king to e6, d5, and rook to g6. Anand plays rook to c6 check, king takes c7, rook takes g6. Here black misses a forced check sequence, which was queen to f7 check, king to d8, rook to c7, and after that this or this is checkmate. But here it actually doesn't matter, because one Praggu is very low on time here and Anand is completely winning still. Here bishop takes g6, king takes g7, bishop goes back to d3, queen to e5 check, king to d7, h5 pushing the fast pawn, rook to g1 check, king to f6, rook to g6 check, king to f7. Here rook to h6, a5, king to c6, b4, 8x b4, 8x b4, king goes back to d7, king to g7, rook to e6, queen to d4, and king to e8. Here, if black tries to push the pawn to h4, then white has a very good trap here, which is rook to g6 check, and if king goes to h7, then rook to g4 check. This is a discovered check by the bishop, and now when the king moves, rook wins the queen, so white is winning in this trap. And here if black plays the move king to h8, then black has to allow the perpetual check, and it's a draw by repetition from here. But in the Anand plays king to g4, king to e7, now h4, bishop to e2, queen to g5 check, king to d6, h3, rook to e7 check, king to f8, rook to e5, queen to f6 check, queen takes d5, h2. And in this position, Praggu just resigns. Here Praggu can't stop the pawn from becoming a queen, because if bishop to here, then queen simply takes it, and if rook here, then queen to f7 check, and then queen takes the rook, and after bishop captures, simply gets a queen. So this was a lost position, and Praggnanandhaa decides to resign from here. So that's it. That was the game, the first game ever played between Praggnanandhaa and Viswanathan on ChessBase India's channel. You can actually find the actual footage of the game, and I will link that video in the description so you can check that out. And if you liked what you've watched here, then please like, comment and subscribe to our channel to become a part of our awesome Square 64 community. But before we end the video, let's take a look at this week's puzzle. So here is today's puzzle. It's white to move and it's mate in 3. White to move, mate in 3. So pause the video and take some time to think about it, and let's see if you can solve the puzzle. Very well. If you have solved the puzzle, please comment the solution in the comment section, and this puzzle's solution will be shown in the next video. So that's it guys. Again, if you like the video, please like, comment and subscribe. And as always, stay safe, stay home and keep on playing chess. Goodbye.